Hello everybody, how's it going? I'm trying out this new thing tonight, so we're going to see how well it goes. Hello, welcome, one and all, back to Whiskey Chaser Live. Last week we had Biker Babe Beth on, and if you missed that, please go back and check out that replay. It is on the channel, and it was pretty fun. We had a good time with her. Tonight, I have a new friend who I had the great fortune of meeting out in Texas at Get On Moto Fest, and he's just awesome. He's just such an awesome guy, and I'm really glad to have him on tonight. It's going to be, what's up? ACogInTheWheel.
Hey!
Hey!
Stoked to
What's
be
up,
here.
what's up? How's it going?
Thank you. You flatter me entirely too much.
Hey, man, I didn't even, know kind of who you were. I just, knew of you, and you came up, and you were, so friendly with all of us, and you were, just... both of you and your wife, just instantly best friends with every single person and just wanted to be there and hanging out, and it was awesome. It was a great time. So I'm really glad that we got to meet.
Absolutely, man. I've been looking to that for months. So that was, super great meeting everybody.
Yeah, it was a absolute blast. That whole weekend was just absolutely insanely fun. So.
Oh, man, yeah. Yeah, can't wait for the next one already.
Oh, I know, right? They did the one out in the East Coast. It was the Get On ADV Fests. It was in Virginia. So cool. Yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to do a bunch more of those because, dude, I'm ready. I'll drive another 3,600 miles. I don't even care.
Is it October yet?
Right? Welcome to the Whiskey Chaser Live channel. This is the fourth one that I've done, so I'm pretty excited to have you on there in the inaugural, first couple.
Honored.
Let's see, we got some people in the comments. We got Bullseye, we got V-Rex Moto, Jillian Bigby, Country Coder, Ricky Bobber. What's going on, man? How's it going, guys?
All the internet homies.
All the internet homies, man. First and foremost, what are we drinking tonight? We got your delicious White Claw,
the
iced tea.
Yeah.
Delicious, absolutely delicious. I have, of course, the trusty Coors Light here.
Golden Colorado.
And a new koozie. I haven't shown off my Drew Fish Band koozie, but this is my new koozie. Not a new koozie, but it is a new on the channel koozie. Yeah. Great. So if you want to just go ahead and get right into it, man.
Sure.
First off, I want to know how long have you had this Goldwing, this white Goldwing, and what's the biggest ride that you've done with it?
So I got the Goldwing August 1st of 2018. Oh wow. Okay, so we just celebrated 3 years with it, which now I'm gonna go celebrate. It was originally going to be transportation back and forth to school, going to be a motorcycle mechanic. And I popped up, and that's why I grabbed that thing.
So what year is it?
It's a 1993, and it's a TL 1500 SE.
And so then you got that to be transportation. Do you have a car?
No.
No? Just straight up motorcycles?
Motorcycles, bicycles. Legs.
Yeah. Awesome, man.
It's got 2 wheels. It's all fair game.
Yeah, right. So, what's the longest ride you've been on this thing with?
Embarrassingly, just when we moved to Austin, from Austin back to Dallas. So, I was like, well, I guess I'm riding this home. It's cheaper than towing it behind something or throwing it in the U-Haul. So here we go.
That's true. When I moved from Houston to Austin, I did the same thing with my my '86 Honda Magna. I loaded everything up in the truck, drove everything out there. Actually, I don't even think it was a truck. I think I moved in my car, and I moved everything out there. And then my brother took me back to Houston one night, and I jumped on the bike and just rode it home.
Yeah, we figured it was cheaper. I wanted to get some miles on it anyways. I was like, well, hey, babe, you can pack the car full of stuff and then just follow me, and this will be perfect.
Yeah.
So it worked out really well.
That's awesome, man. I mean, it's a crazy looking bike, dude. Like the fact that you have, like, because are all of them shaft driven? They're not, right?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
They are. Okay,
yeah.
Okay. Because I knew that you had the shaft drive on there, which I was just talking to Parker about last night. I'm like, dude, those things are bulletproof. You can ride that thing 200,000 miles, and you probably won't even have to do anything to it. And then,
got the fluid.
Yeah, and then you have the reverse. You actually have a reverse on there.
Yes,
which is wild.
Awesome. It's so cool.
Yeah,
It's
I was like,
many a time.
I was riding the Indian FRS not too long, or the FTR. I'm sorry, the FTR. And not that it's heavy, but it was just so tall that I couldn't like back it up. And I was like, oh man, if this thing weighed like 150, 200 more pounds, it would be like an absolute monster to try to back up. So I couldn't imagine how much that thing, which probably weighs, what, like 700, 650 something pounds? Something like that? Oh, even more. Okay. 800.
Probably about 1,000.
Yeah. Oh, about 1,000. Okay.
That's my guess, with all the extras on it and everything. Yeah, it's a beast. Somewhere between 900 and 1,000.
That's crazy, man. Country Coder, yeah. This is Big B. He was out there with his white Goldwing that was parked on the last day. It was parked right next to the other two of Josh's Goldwings. So.
Yeah, I actually just got a new seat on there today and got that all buttoned up, so it's going to be looking extra nice as soon as I can get a nice day and go take some pictures.
Yeah, I remember you talked about that seat. It was you got it from somebody on sale, right? On eBay, maybe? Oh, on Craigslist.
Super cheap right before we left Austin, and grabbed it last minute and just spent some time restoring the seat with some leather cleaner and conditioner, and yeah, it's a beautiful Corbin. So, yeah.
I saw it, man. I saw pictures of it. It looks absolutely incredible. Like, it looks super comfy.
I can't wait to ride it. I can't wait to ride it. It's so comfy, even just sitting in the garage.
Now you're going to be, like, all set up on that big ride out to Florida, right?
Yes. Yeah. I'm never going to have to worry about my seat ever again, hopefully.
That sounds good, man. I can't like get over bad seats. As soon as I sat on the Chief the other day, and that seat was so hard, it was like sitting on a piece of wood. I was like, oh man, that absolutely going more than like 35 miles on something like that would just be absolutely terrible.
Yeah, no, I keep going through seats on that thing, and I was like, all right, this has to be the right one, and so far so good. So
yeah. I would like to go ahead. I want to. So I'm trying this new thing, as I said earlier, and I'm also. So I was just streaming on YouTube, but now through Restream, I am able to go onto YouTube and Twitch and Facebook. So I'm hoping that if there are any comments on Twitch or Facebook, I don't think there's anything on Twitch because I don't really have any followers over there anymore. But hopefully, if anything comes through on those, the comments come through because this is new to me and I'm trying. And if I don't get to those comments, if there is anything, I apologize. I am sorry. We're all in the beta phase right now.
Hey man, you're further into this than I am, so this is all new to me.
Yeah, right. It's I don't think it'll ever not be new. Like everything here is going to be just new forever. There's always some sort of upgrade, some sort of better thing, some sort of next level, and so at least we're here doing this now. So so you had the Goldwing. That was what you got for transportation, but that's not like the coolest bike you have, in my opinion.
Well,
it's a cool bike, but it's not the coolest bike you have.
No,
you have a Sportster, which is a 75?
3.
I was gonna say 3, and I was like, no, I think it's a 5. But yeah, it's 73 Sportster, huh?
73 Ironhead Sportster with the right side shift still.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
That thing was so much fun.
You got that when you were like a lot younger, right? Not a lot younger, but like a while ago.
It's a lot younger. I got it in 2007.
Yeah. So, and then it was all running and everything then? Everything was good, or?
It was sort of good. It was, I mean, it's an old Ironhead, so it was always a work in progress. And then, I just didn't know what the hell I was doing, so I ran it into the ground. That's part of the motivation that actually sent me to going to motorcycle schools, because I wanted to learn to rebuild the Harley and be able to work on it. So long-term goals, I never sold it, and hopefully rebuild it someday.
Yeah, it looks really cool, like the pictures that you had sent us after you had loaded it into the truck and everything. Like, I saw it didn't have a tank.
I have the tank. It's just removed because I need to have it dipped and cleaned out. The liner's dead in there, and it just it's kind of a wormhole. Like, it needs a little bit of everything.
Well, yeah, that's kind of like, the big problem that a lot of us have with these project bikes is they'll always have like something, and even when you fix something, you still like will go back later and be like, that's not what I wanted to do.
Yep.
And so it's like it ends up being some big stupid thing. Yeah.
Never done. It's always a work in progress, and then you're like, I'm done, and then you wait a couple years and find something different, and you're like, oh, now I'm not done again. Oh, cool, I have a project again. Yeah.
Well, it's always nice to have two bikes, though, to be able, because like that's why I got the Bolt, was so that I could work on the Sportster. And like, granted, I didn't need to get it because I do have the privilege of public transportation here and stuff. But like, who doesn't want to ride a bike? Like, who doesn't want to ride a motorcycle?
Yeah.
I
mean, yeah. If you've ever ridden one, you always want more than one. So you might as well just get another one and just start from there.
Oh, I know. If I had the space, if I wasn't parking on the street, I would probably have more than two at this point.
Oh yeah, I don't blame you. Oh yeah, I would try and fill the garage.
So, you got that Sportster in 2007, drove it for a while, and then
maybe 3 years.
Yeah.
I think, being optimistic, and then it probably hasn't run since 2010.
Oh yeah, dang man.
Oh yeah. But don't worry, it's still leaking oil, so, I mean...
It wouldn't be a Sportster if it wasn't leaking oil.
Exactly.
That's like you can dress up a bike all you want, but if it's not leaking any oil, you're like, I don't know about that. I'm not quite sure I trust that if it's not leaking oil, so... you kind of alliterated it, a little bit earlier about the bicycles. You were saying like anything with two wheels. That's I can see your other big hobby is collecting bicycles and working on bicycles and stuff like that.
Hobby, addiction, hoarding, whatever you want to call it.
At least they don't use gas.
Yes. So they don't using gas. They make up for it just being a money pit, just like motorcycles.
Man, I had a bike that I was going to try and fix up, and it was going to end up costing me like $460, like just to fix it up. And I was like, oh gosh, man, like that's wild to me.
I love fixing bikes and restoring them. Yeah, it's a great hobby.
Yeah, how many do you have? Do you know?
Oh geez, 15 plus, maybe.
Yeah, and are they like all different types and stuff, or are they like just?
Yeah, it's kind of a smattering of everything. I've got a wacky penny farthing that I'm going to rebuild and get that up and running.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Some stuff lives in boxes. It's just like any out of control hobby. You just end up with more stuff than you know what to do with, and you're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And a lot of tools. A lot of very specific tools.
Very, very specific tools. Yeah. Very specific. It's like you've got Park Tools in the bicycle world is like the Motion Pro of the motorcycle world. So you end up with all these specific blue tools.
I just had to go get a 22 millimeter socket yesterday to put Parker's chain back on because her chain fell off her sprocket. And I was like, why don't I have a 22 millimeter like socket? That's just weird that I wouldn't have that. And then I was thinking about it. I was like, have I ever used a 22 millimeter socket before? I don't think I have. It's just
I feel the same way about standard stuff. Everything on the wing is metric, and I'm just like, what? What are these tools for? I don't need them.
Yeah, I just have never even on like the standard side, like. I think I had a 1 1/8 inch box end wrench at one point, and I I was like, why do I have this? What do I have that's going to be a 1 1/8 inch like bolt or nut or anything like that? Like, it's just. But I probably, got it, used it one time, like maybe 15 years ago, and then now it's just sitting in my toolbox.
Yeah.
Doing nothing.
Yeah, it saved you $100 to do it yourself, but you had to buy the specific tool, and then it just languishes forever in the toolbox.
Yeah. So that's, a nice $22 one-time use, whatever type thing. Hopefully the 22 millimeter we can get a little bit more use out of. So
many ridiculous stuff.
So you were in Austin.
Yes.
How long were you out there for?
We were out there for 2 years. 2 years.
Okay.
So, yeah. About 6-7 months before COVID started, and then that whole thing rolled through.
Yeah. We talked about how I lived in Austin, right?
Yes.
I think. Yeah, yes, I was there for about 10 years, so.
Yeah. Oh, man.
It's fun, man.
Cross paths down there, man. That would have been a good time.
I know. I actually, I was back and forth between, South Austin and San Marcos because I was going to school at Texas State. So I was driving, up and down 35, going back and forth or whatever. Oh, but then as soon as I got the Sportster, I started taking the back roads around through Buda and Kyle, up through all those roads, and it's just some of the best riding out there ever. As long as I've been riding, I rode in California a little bit, I rode in Texas a bunch, nice. I rode here, I've been all over, whatever. The hill country is definitely some of my favorite riding I've done
beautiful.
In the whole world.
Yeah, I had a nice little route where I'd leave Montopolis and then head north on 35 up to the Dell Diamond, head out to Taylor, down to Bastrop, and then back into Austin, and that was always kind of my fun ride. That was beautiful, beautiful scenery out there.
Yeah, my mom lives in, now she lives in Lomita, but she works in Leander, and I was actually thinking about getting a bike, kind of like what the Bolt is, just a whatever, just a ride around type thing, and taking it out there and leaving it in her barn so that whenever I go visit, I'd have a bike out there, because out there is just it's just open everything, and they have good twists and turns up through the hills and the mountains and stuff, but it's just you don't have to worry about seeing any cars. It's 3 lanes each way, but still there's only 2 cars every 10 minutes or something like that. Yeah. It's wild, dude. So you can kind of just get out there and rip and have fun, and it's a lot of fun.
It's really surreal sometimes how far you can go without seeing another car if you time it right, and you're just is this even real? Okay, I can't get too used to this, but this is really nice.
That's the way it was for me coming through the Appalachians and stuff whenever I was coming back from Texas. Because you're up in the mountains and you're just going up and down, left and right. The speed limit is 85 miles an hour. It's not really, but everybody's going 85 miles an hour, and you're just going through all these turns and and I was scraping pegs as I was going through at 90. I was this is amazing. A ton of fun out there, man. Let me see. What's next on my questions? Ooh, cats.
Oh,
you have cats?
I do. We have 2.
How many cats? You have 2 cats. Okay.
Yes, they're both black.
And what are their names?
We have my wife's cat, Shine Marie, and then we have our cat together, whose name is Seamus Paul, who also goes by Bitey McFuckface.
I love it, man.
Dude, yeah. Loves to nip. So, he earned that nickname very quickly.
I'll tell you, that's one thing that I'm really glad about with our cats is they don't do any, they're not any sort of aggressive at all. They're so, docile and passive. And it's just, it's really easy to get along with them because you don't have to worry about it too much. We do have this. This is one of our big boys, Rico. He's a Brooklyn fat cat.
Nice.
And he's huge. He weighs probably about 21, 22 pounds.
Oh, wow, he's a big boy.
Yeah. Look at this guy. He's huge.
Oh, man.
He was rescued in Brooklyn. He was a bodega cat, and
nice.
So then, well, the bodegas out here, they keep cats, even though it's like technically against the law. They can get fined for it, but they keep them to keep the mice out, and because like of course being shut down is going to be more expensive than getting a fine for having a cat. So they keep the cats in there and they kind of just like chase off all the mice, but he would just like lay down, watch the mice go by, and then just be like, meh. And so the owner was like, you're not doing anything, get out of here. So he like threw him out in the street, and so some lady picked him up and had him for a little while, and then we went and picked him up after that. So, and then Parker's cat over there, Juju, she's a Siamese Balinese looking thing, and she's had her for about like 6 years, something like that, but she's way over there. I'm not going to try and pick her up.
Yeah, I don't know where ours are hiding. I'm sure Moose loves to lay on any box that's in the house, so I'm sure he's found one to lay on. I don't know what it is about cardboard boxes.
Dude, Rico loves them, man. Like, he'll try to fit into any box, any size, any shape, anything.
Oh, yeah.
And we're like, dude, you're too big for that. Like, we had like this tiny little box that was like this big one time, and he tried to fit in it. And he's like shoving his shoulder like into the thing trying to fit into it.
Yeah, no, Moose specifically loves like U-Haul boxes. So when they're closed, so the top will turn into a basic hammock for him. Hey, there you are, buddy.
Oh, look at that!
Hi, buddy.
That's so adorable.
Yeah, he's the best. Aren't you, buddy?
So, are you like specifically a cat person, or like do you just that's what you guys have?
So, I had cats and dogs growing up. I have decided to be more of a cat person.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I like both. I just have a preference for cats.
Yeah, I totally get it, man. Like, I wish we could get a dog. Number one, the place that we live doesn't allow them. And number two, we live on the 5th floor, and we don't have an elevator. Wow. So I would have to literally, like, take the dog up and down the stairs 3 or 4 times, every day. And I just don't want to do that, so...
Yeah.
I was like, cats are good.
Yeah, and both Jillian and I, worked in service industry, so it'd be hard to, come home and like walk the dog when both of us are working a double, like on for 12 to 14 hours on a shift. And I was just like, I don't think this is gonna work. Oh, you like cats too? All right, fantastic.
Yeah, no, that's always really nice whenever you come home and like they're just like, hey, if I could just have some food, that'd be great. And you're just like, okay, done.
Here's some food, here's some pets. All right, we're golden. And now you can sleep on me. Fantastic.
Yeah, and now you just go hang out in the bedroom while I sit in here and watch TV.
Yep.
Like, this is great.
Thanks for warming up that spot on my bed. Perfect.
Symbiotic relationship.
Yeah. Symbiotic, codependent,
That's so funny, man. I don't think we have any, no Twitch, no Facebook. That's okay. I was just trying out. We got plenty of YouTube comments here. We can see what we got going on.
I don't even have a Facebook anymore. I gave up.
Yeah, I don't really use mine all too much. I just kind of like have it, Yeah. It's kind of hard to keep track of like all my family and friends because my Instagram was originally just my personal account and I had all my family and friends and stuff on there. But then after I switched it over and started becoming the Whiskey Chaser account, it's like they all get lost, And so all I see on Instagram, my whole algorithm is just motorcycles. That's all it is. So
it's not a terrible problem to have.
No, it's definitely not. But I don't ever see like what my sister is doing or any crap. Like so I have to keep my Facebook just for that. We got Iron Dundee in here. What's up, man? Do you know Iron Dundee? He's in Australia.
I know of the name.
Yeah.
I've seen it before.
He's a cool guy. He loves the Sportster S. He thinks the Sportster S is like the greatest motorcycle ever made.
I mean, I think it's pretty rad too. I just somebody want to let me throw a leg over one and ride it because that'd be fantastic. But no, I kind of dig it.
I think it's cool. I can't wait for the next one to come out, like the like road version. I think that's gonna be neat.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of that Indian, the FTR 1200, like the pre-production one. It kind of reminded me of that one. I think that's the right one.
Yeah. No, when I was riding the FTR, I was like, this feels like it's probably going to be a lot like what the Sportster is going to be. The foot controls were different, but it definitely felt very similar. 1200 V-twin, water-cooled, lightweight frame. Thing just rips, Yeah. So, 9 mils, Matt. What's up, man? I don't know if there's anybody else new in here. Vanessa says it's the best live stream ever. Cats and motorcycles. Ricky says,
yes!
Meowder cycles. If you guys have any questions, just throw them down in the comments, and I'll definitely ask away as we go.
I feel like I'm just getting more and more of a stereotypical Goldwing owner. Like next is gonna be some dad jeans and some white New Balances. My cats. I'm so hardcore.
Dude, if you could teach the cats to ride on the back, like that would be, it would be perfect, dude.
Yes.
I'll tell you, I am super jealous about how much storage you have on that thing. Like, it's crazy how much you can fit inside those freaking bags. I think that probably.
The top trunk.
Yeah, I think that motorcycle probably has more storage on it than my car back in Texas. Like, VREX wants to know if you will help her rebuild her wing.
I already.
She has Yeah, she has that old Goldwing too.
Yes. Yeah, man. I love Goldwings. They're so cool. They're nerdy. I think they're so rad.
I was like trying to find a way to because like the hard bags are not really my jam, but I don't really like mind them too much. It's just like I don't know, and so I was trying to find a way to find some cool bags for the Bolt, and I just got these ones off of eBay today, and they're like throwover bags, but they're canvas, and then they have like a little handle bag that goes in them, so you can literally like get off, open it, and then you just grab the handle and like walk off with like a bag. Disconnect. Yeah, kind of like it's a bag in a bag, but yeah, you just like pull that out and walk off with it. So I think it'd be really cool for like all like my camera equipment and everything that I bring with me, because then I'll just be able to like walk off and have it all kind of with me or whatever. So
I totally get you. I actually have the bags that go in the that fit the hard bags, so I can grab a bag out of my bag as well.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. So you get what I'm saying. It's just like a bag that just goes in there. I think it'll be really useful. And then like I said, they're just throwovers, so like it just goes under the seat, and then you just lock the seat, and it's just there. And then if you ever need to take them off, you just slip them right out.
It's awesome.
I think it'd be fun. Man, we kind of burned through these questions pretty quick. Is there anything you would like to talk about? I usually have like a bunch of like these questions that last a little bit while longer, but I guess I don't know. I was super excited about talking to you, and I was super excited about getting you on, and I just like jammed through everything real quick.
Man, I don't know. Let's talk about you.
Yeah, nothing much happening with me, so.
Oh, man.
I did get the, I I was gonna talk about it in a video, but I can talk about it now. So the Bolt actually, it was parked on the street. You know, like I parked 90-degree angle on the street, and I walked out the other day, and it was like a foot away from the curb, and it was at a 45-degree angle. And I was like, that's not where I parked you. And so I went to get up on it, and as soon as I started going, I noticed that the handlebars are like that, but the wheel is straight. And I'm like, cool. So somebody obviously, like, they didn't, like, hit it, but I think somebody tried to go around somebody and, like, bumped it, and it, like, ended up, like, it didn't bend anything. Nothing is bent, but I think it just, like, moved the forks a little bit. So now I gotta go do that crap. I gotta go fix that.
That's not too bad though, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Ricky Bobber says, what's your oldest personal possession?
Oh man, okay. Like oldest as in like from when it was made, or oldest as in I've had it the longest?
I don't know. I mean, because oldest from when it was made.
Man, I've got stuff from the early 1900s. Yeah, I've got some. It is a telephone ringer box, and I think the patent dates are in the late 1800s on it. So like 1895 to 1899 on the patent dates. So that's probably the oldest thing I have. I have
that's
a lot
crazy,
of
man.
Stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. What about the other thing? The thing you've had the longest?
Oh man, jeez. I mean, I've got so much crap from my childhood. Probably one of my baby blankets or something sitting around. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. My mom has all of that stuff. I don't have anything.
No, they moved, and I ended up with all of it. They're like, here, you can have all this now. I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do with it? All right, well,
right?
I guess I'll go through this at some point, and that was like 15 years ago. All right, sure, whatever.
Like, why'd you keep it if you didn't want it?
Right. Thanks for hoarding my early childhood. Appreciate it. Maybe some museum will throw this away.
We'll get to it someday.
Right. I mean, I think that I know there's a couple like cool things from when I was a kid, like some old speed skating tournament flyers and stuff. Some really dorky stuff that I used to do when I was a kid. But yeah.
I think I have. Man, I don't even know what I have. I think I do actually have like some toys from when I was really, really young. I mean, they're like old and beat up and stuff like that, but I think I got a couple of them somewhere, which is kind of cool to, you know, kind of stumble upon every couple of years, and you're going through stuff and you're like, oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, man. And then I have a patch. What's up?
Nice to unpack little memories here and there and just be like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah. I have a patch from I was on an airplane with my grandmother back in I was on the way to Houston, and I was, I think, 4 or 5. I was like talking age, but you know, and like starting to become like cognitive of like the world around me and stuff. And there was a guy who was sitting next to me, and I was like talking to him, and the guy was like just, you know, asking me a bunch of questions and like all this, and so he goes over to my grandmother and he said, hey, hold on to this patch, because one day he's gonna really like appreciate this, he's gonna really want it. And she gave it to me whenever I was a teenager, and she was like, oh yeah, I found this is like some, you know, a guy gave it to me to give to you. The guy was an astronaut, and it was his patch from when he actually like went into space, and it was like on his like suit.
Dude, that's so cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. I looked it up, and I was like, I sent the picture to her. I was like, do you remember which one of these guys it was? Like, and she's like, no, I don't remember, whatever. So, but yeah, it was really, really cool. I still have it. It's right over on my nightstand. And
that's awesome. Yeah, the Johnson Space Center is in Houston, isn't it?
Yeah, they have that one, and they have George Bush, or maybe it's George Bush is the one now, or I don't remember, but I just know he was on his way to NASA in Houston, and
awesome.
he gave my grandmother the patch and said, give him the patch whenever he's older.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Ricky Bobber asked if you collect anything other motorcycles. We talked about the bikes, but anything else? Anything else that you have a fun passion for?
Oh, geez. We could call my record collection a passion at this point.
Just open the can of worms and just dump it out.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. So it's a fun hobby until you have to move it, and it sucks. I think we're probably 1,500 to 2,000 deep at this point. So, yeah, it's an addiction. It's a problem. I've got 78s, 45s, 33s, 8-tracks, cassettes. I've got reel-to-reels. Yeah, it's a problem.
You have to have like a whole room in your house like dedicated just to like holding records and stuff.
Pretty much. Those giant IKEA cube systems that they sell, that 5x5 unit, has been a lifesaver. So I pretty much take up most of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm that way with books, man. Like, I just buy books. The books that, like, I have 3 bookshelves here, and they're all full. And, like, one of them is, like, the really big one, you know, and one of them's, like, medium size, and, like, I have a shelf, and, like, all this whatever. And, like, that's not even all the books I have. I have a bunch of books at my mom's house that are in, yeah, like, you know, the Rubbermaid cubbies and stuff, up on a shelf in her barn. I'm like, man, why do I have so many books?
My wife's the same way. Just books everywhere. Seas of books. I'm like, we need a bookcase for what? More books? I'm like, holy cow! Where are we gonna put stuff now?
I know. I think I have 3 copies of Carl Sagan's Cosmos.
Nice.
I'm like, why? Like, why do I need 3 copies? You know?
Okay. She's got multiple. Yeah, she's the same way with like Stephen King stuff. So there'll be multiple copies of random Stephen King books.
Oh yeah, I can hear her laughing in the back.
Yeah.
That's funny, man.
Busted. It's on the internet now.
It's on there forever.
That's right. I mean, it's partially my fault. I gave her a Japanese copy of Cujo back in the day, so that was, you know, I was kind of enabling that hobby right there. So, you know,
kickstarts.
Yeah,
that's really funny. Yeah, I have like I think we have 2 whole copies, like in 2 whole series copies of the Hunger Games books for some reason, and a bunch of like we have extras of the Harry Potter books and just a whole bunch of stuff that I'm just like.
Yeah, I have a ridiculous amount of cookbooks from going to culinary school and all that. Yeah, it's just books on books on books everywhere.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's a great problem to have. I mean, it could be worse. You know, it's not like it's a National Enquirer or something.
Well, I mean, you know, you can't learn enough. You know.
No.
So
never stop learning.
Yeah. I have a bunch of like back in, I want to say it was like 2007 or 8 or something like that. It was I think Barnes and Noble. It was Barnes and Noble or Borders or something like that. But they were releasing these like really nice leather-bound editions of like classics. So I got like all the whole collection of like Edgar Allan Poe, the entire like Oscar Wilde set, the entire like Anne Rice set, like everything like that. And I got a bunch of them. I got like 8 or 9 of them, and they're all like just the really nice leather-bound gold leaf, you know, all that kind of stuff. So that's why I was like, I'll just get a bunch of these. Why not?
I mean, yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah, it's real nice. So, cool. So let's see. I always ask this to everybody, and you don't have to like go super. You know, you go as far into it as you want. It doesn't have to be crazy or anything like that. But you know, who are 3 people who have been the most influential to you, and that can be in in your hobbies, in your life, in your whole, just as far or as little as you want,
Oh man, who has been I was thinking about this one, and I was kind of hoping you had just forgot about that, because I really had to come up with a good answer for this. It's hard to pin down like 3 people. I don't know.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. It really is, like, I just try and take inspiration a little bit from here and from there, and it kind of all gets pieced together into something, I guess. Oh man, I don't know.
So then, like, whenever you decided to start like riding motorcycles, was there like an inspiration behind that? Was there a reason behind it? Was there somebody that you saw who did it and you wanted to do it, or?
I mean, so that whole thing, that's kind of okay, we can unpack that. That's a weird little one. So I was never allowed to ride a motorcycle as a kid. There was a family down the street, their kid did motocross. They were totally like, hey, we'll get him safety gear, we want him to be safe about this, blah blah blah, and my mom was like, we'll have none of that. Well, at one point I was with my dad doing something at some wedding we were attending, and here I am in the sidecar of a motorcycle up in the air because the bike's tilted, pulling stunts with me in a sidecar. So immediately having a great time doing this, and it's like, okay, how do I get on one of these? Right. And then also, kind of near where my dad lived, there was a Honda motorcycle dealership that was right near the pool store. So, always going to the pool store, getting chemicals, taking care of that stuff. So he'd let me walk down the strip, check out all the motorcycles that are hanging out, and there was always Goldwings out front. So that's how I ended up with Goldwings.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's kind of it was a strange circumstances of why I started riding. My mom was never too keen on it. My dad and stepmom, I don't think, are still too keen on it. But yeah, so not to dig like too deep, my mom passed away, and I was like, well, fuck it, I'm buying a motorcycle. Life is short. So that's how that thing finally manifested. I was like, screw it, I'm gonna get my license. We're finally gonna do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now it's like, I'm an adult, I can do what I want.
Pretty much. And I mean, it was more. I mean, I know it sounds ridiculous, but like kind of like taking my mortality into my own hands, kind of thing, But that, yeah. So it was very multi-layered, but had always wanted to do that. I just always thought they were fun. I always rode bicycles as a kid too, and wanted to get on a motorcycle. And it was like, all right, somehow this is going to happen. I guess if it's not going to happen with someone else, I'm just going to do it myself and take that dive, and I loved it. So
is that where the has that been like the bicycle obsession too, with like since you were a kid and wanting to ride them and work on them and stuff like that?
Yes and no. I mean, they were always around, and I always had fun. Like there was always a bicycle, and I was always riding around and just having a blast as a kid. And then got older, kind of stopped riding them, and found myself without a car, and still needed to get to work. So what did I do? I hopped back on bicycles, and then I realized that it was also kind of a nice little bit of therapy to go out on a bicycle ride, just get lost in your thoughts, and think some things out. And so I kind of fell back in love with cycling again, and then I really haven't had a car since.
Awesome, man. Do you do like any sort of like competitive cycling or anything like long distance or anything like that, or is it just like ride down the street, do whatever?
I did some racing. It kind of wasn't my thing. I had some fun. Just kind of riding around. It was a lot of transportation, but I enjoyed the transportation, so it didn't make it so terrible, I guess. I just kind of fell in love with like that being my mode of transportation, and just kind of like the physical exertion and the mental exertion of like riding. I just really enjoyed that, so I just turned it into a weird little obsession, and my whole world became that. So it was more than like, all right, I'm just gonna kind of go ride around. It's like transportation, I'm having fun, a lot of stuff, and then did some advocacy work a little bit as well over the years. So just trying to, it became all encompassing.
Have you ever taught somebody how to ride a bike? No, because that's scary. Like I don't want to teach
someone how to ride a bicycle. I don't want to teach you how to ride a motorcycle. No, please. Yeah, no. I don't want that responsibility.
I think you'd be good at teaching somebody how to ride a bike. Motorcycle, I don't know. I haven't seen you ride on the road, so I'm not really 100% on how I would feel about it because I just don't know. But a bicycle, you could probably teach someone how to ride a bicycle.
I probably could. Yeah. It just makes me nervous. I just don't like watching people fall. So I know it's part of the process. I just don't want to see it.
Oh yeah, that's the sucky thing about it. It's like whenever you first start talking to people who have just started riding on motorcycles and stuff, and you're like, look, you have to get this in your head. You're gonna meet the asphalt one day. It's gonna happen. If it does, it's okay.
Yeah.
Just get that in your head.
Yeah.
So yeah, bicycle riding, same thing, man. Like, you have to understand, there's definitely going to be one day when a pedal comes up and smacks you in the shin. There's definitely going to be one day when you go over the handlebars. Like, it's going to happen no matter what.
There's going to be a day where you snap the chain in the middle of the intersection and fly over the handlebars and walk your bloody butt to work.
Well, what's funny about that is that actually is what just happened with Parker, but it was on her motorcycle. Yeah, but so like the chain had like loosened. It was the original chain from 2011 that we had planned on replacing. We actually had a replacement here. We were waiting for the jack to come in, but we had planned on replacing it. But like a day or two ago, it fell off the back sprocket, got caught on one of the bolts, and got like pulled in, stopped the rear wheel. She like skid to a freaking halt in the middle of the road, and then like people were like, what the hell, like honking, driving around her, stuff like that, whatever, and she couldn't move the bike because the chain was like wrapped around the axle. So so but then go ahead.
I had that happen on a bicycle where it threw a chain and it locked up that rear wheel, so I totally understand like that pucker factor to a degree. Oh man, yeah. Oh.
Yeah. And then the thing is she came back and she was like I was scared, I was panicked, whatever, all this, whatever. I'm like, yeah, but you have to understand, like, yeah, you panicked, yeah, all this, whatever, but you didn't go down. You managed to get out of the middle of the road, like you did.
Yeah.
You know a lot more than what you think that you know.
Yep.
In those situations, and that's like what we were talking about, like, yeah, your chain came off, and instead of like going over the handlebars or going down or whatever like that, you managed to like hold it in a position to where you were at least like safe enough to move,
Yeah.
Vanessa, she is pretty lucky, but luckily she was going when it was like non-peak hours and stuff like that, so it wasn't too big of a situation. Luckily she didn't get on the highway, because if she was on the highway, who would have known what would happen? So
yeah.
Ricky wants to know if you're for or against waving at other riders.
Are you kidding? I wave at everybody. I don't really care.
Me too, man.
I love waving at Harley riders because they'll wave at me and then they're like, oh shit, it's a Goldwing, damn it. So I'll get like half waves. Man, I wave at everybody. Yeah, I don't care. Austin. Oh, you're on a scooter? Great. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
If I'm outside of the city, then I'm like 100%. It doesn't matter what you're on to me. Like, you could be riding on a stand-up scooter, and I'll still wave to you. I don't even care.
Yeah.
When you're in the city,
yeah.
When you're in the city, nobody gives a crap. Like, nobody at all. So I tried for a little while. I was like, hello, but nobody waves at you in the city.
I try to wave when it's feasible and safe. Sometimes I'm not paying attention and I'll be like, oh, I didn't wave at that guy. I'm sure he thinks I'm a jerk, but
Right.
Yeah.
Well, typically if I didn't see you going that way, you probably didn't see me going that way, so
yep.
I ain't too worried about that too much.
I love waving at guys in their Harleys on clubs, because then they're like, oh, shouldn't have waved at that guy, and you're just like, I don't care, I'll wave at everybody. We're out here having a good time on two wheels. It doesn't matter what you ride.
Yeah, when I was riding back from, I can't remember if I was riding to or from Texas, but it was on the way, one of the ways, and these three guys in a club, they all like pulled up right next to me, and like I had moved over because I saw they were pulling up behind me, so I moved over and they were walking up, and like one guy looks at me, and then looks forward. And the next guy looks at me and looks forward. And the third guy looks at me and he goes. And I was like, all right.
Yep.
I was like, yeah, one of them gets it. One of them's cool.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't know. I mean, sure, wave, don't, whatever you want to do. Just don't be mad when I wave at you. That's, whatever.
Yeah, right. Who would get mad over being like friendly? We're all in it together,
Right. I've got better things to do than like hate on someone because of their bike choices. There are plenty of things I'm going to judge you on before you being on a motorcycle.
Yeah, as long as you're like driving responsibly and not being a total jackass, then I'm totally cool.
Yeah.
That's the problem I have with the people on two wheels here in the city is they're riding without helmets, they're riding on sidewalks, they're riding in flip-flops, like they're literally like running the roads like it's their own personal road.
Yeah.
And I've seen one of those guys like they were like behind another car and they were like, I'm gonna go around, so they whooped all the way over to the shoulder and tried to go, and then this car had turned at the same time and you just hear you heard that big smack, and I was like, oh my god. Pulled up this police officer. I was like, hey, some dude just got creamed on his scooter back there. Yeah. Bye, Vanessa. Thank you for coming.
Bye, Vanessa. Yeah, no, I am riding like an old man on a Goldwing because I'm not getting anywhere in a hurry anymore. I just want to get there. I've been hit by enough cars on a bicycle. I'm just like, nope, just get me there in one piece. Cool. There's no rush.
I was late to work one day because they had something going on at the UN, and I was riding past the UN, and so like there was a ton of traffic, and when I finally got to work, my boss was like, "What happened?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I was in traffic. They had a bunch of stuff going on today." He was like, "Aren't you on a motorcycle?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, why didn't you just like ride all around him, like ride through whatever?" I was like, "Well, because that's illegal." Like. What do you want me to do? I was like, are you going to pay my ticket if I get caught doing that? Because I don't think you are.
Thanks for offering to pay for the healthcare. All right, fantastic. Right. I'll start riding like that.
Right. If I break my arm because some dude decided he wanted to change lanes and I'm riding in between all the cars, like, are you the one who's going to pay for that medical bill? I don't really think you are because you people aren't like that, so...
I'm already hopping on two wheels. I'm taking my own safety in my own hands to a certain degree. I don't need extra complications to all of this.
Oh, right, exactly. And I mean, that thing is such a boat anyway.
You think that, and I'm going to tell you, you'd be surprised how nimble they are. They really are.
Yeah.
Like, you see videos of them like doing all these crazy maneuvers through cones in parking lots, and you're like, this is unreal and not possible. But really, if you learn, it pivots real well for how heavy it is. Because
I've seen the police ones where like those guys are like literally going around in like figure eights, and it's like 6 feet, like the cones are like 6 feet from each other, and they're doing like a figure eight between them. Yeah. And like it's crazy. Like the floorboard is like literally all the way down on the ground, and then they whip right over to the other side, and it's all the way down on the ground. So I believe it, man.
I mean, I've scraped pegs on the Goldwing.
I believe it.
But yeah, no, they're super nimble. Like the gas, where the gas tank is, it keeps that center of gravity nice and low, so it's super nimble.
Yeah, it's like lower, right up towards under the seat type thing, right?
Yeah. It's you're basically straddling the gas tank to a certain degree, but it's real nice.
Awesome, man. Well, we're coming up to our 10 o'clock mark here, so we can go ahead and start wrapping stuff up. Where can everybody connect with you online? I think I have one of your Instagrams in the bio. But is there anywhere else that you'd like to plug?
So you can find me on Instagram at ACogInTheWheel. That's for all my Goldwing content. You can find me at _Bigbee, BIGBEE. That's my personal account where if you want to see some cat and nature photos, that's
and bikes, bicycles.
Yeah, and bicycles. Everything ends up everywhere. You never know.
Yeah.
I'm on Xbox, the same handle if you want to play some video games. I'm on occasionally. You can find me in various Discords. You can find me in the Whiskey Chaser Discord. So come say
That's
hi.
right. That's right. What do you play on Xbox? Like, what's your go-to?
Oh man, let's see. Lately, it's been a lot of Wreckfest.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah. Some days you just, between that and like various Forza games, I kind of like racing games. So sometimes you just want to be like, aha, I'm gonna race, and sometimes you just want to go, I'm gonna smash the fuck out of people. Oh yeah, and there's a race going on too.
I have the Forza Edition Xbox One. It's the
nice.
the blue one. It was the Ford GT inspired one.
Oh,
so like cool. Whenever you start it up, it is the Ford GT crank and start, which is really cool.
That's so rad.
Yeah, it sounds really cool. And then it comes with the, I don't even know where it is, but I have a controller too that's like the Ford blue controller.
Nice.
It's pretty tight.
I've got somewhere I've got my original Halo Edition Xbox. That was like that translucent green that reminded me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's all I remember that one.
We could have talked about video games. I'm a video game nerd too, but yeah, that's another time.
I'm not really like a huge video game person. I like them a lot.
Oh,
I just never managed to like get on and play. Like, I played Red Dead whenever it came out, and I played that quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I got, I was doing a bunch of stuff with that, but that was I think the last thing I played was Red Dead.
Yeah.
So.
No, I collected a bunch of vintage consoles and games, and yeah, that's a whole nother, stupid thing like the records, like the motorcycles, like the bicycles. Hey, how much money can I throw at this money pit this month? All right, fantastic. Great.
That's my brother, because he does stuff on Twitch. He's a Twitch affiliate, and he plays all that kind of stuff. He plays Super Nintendo, regular Nintendo, Genesis. He's got an original PlayStation, PS2. Nice. He's got all that stuff, man. And then he's got a bunch of emulators on his computer, and he plays a bunch of stuff with guys online and stuff like that. So,
ooh, I could stream playing my TurboGrafx. That's an idea. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Ooh, I wonder if the Virtual Boy would work.
Do you watch Twitch at all? Are you like any?
No, I'm kind of new to that, but yeah, I'm strangely out of the loop when it comes to all of this new streaming technology. I feel like such an old man and get off my lawn kind of shit. But it's I feel so out of the loop.
One of the popular things over the last couple of months on Twitch has been pool parties, or jacuzzi parties, spa parties, and it's these girls who they're basically sitting in an inflatable pool in their living room, just talking to the camera and whatever. And so it's been getting millions of views because girls in bikinis and all that kind of stuff, whatever. Yeah, so he did that in his apartment. He had a beach party. He brought in an inflatable pool and he filled it with beach sand. And he sat there and he had a beach party on Twitch in his living room.
Man,
he's like, if everybody else is gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
Dude, if I knew I could make money sitting in an inflatable pool, I've had one. We've had one in the backyard every place we lived for years, man. I didn't know I could make money sitting in that thing.
Right. I thought it was hilarious. I was like, dude, this is one of the funniest things that you've done, for sure.
We do have tile floors, so, cleaning up the sand isn't out of the question.
All you gotta do is just come through with the hose afterwards and just spray it all out. Alright, guys. Well, thank you so much to everybody who's joined us for the interview tonight. Once again, thank you to ACogInTheWheel for being here. If it's your first time here, please consider subscribing to this channel and going over to my Instagram, which is @WhiskeyChaser_, and giving that a follow. We are doing a 1,000 subscriber giveaway right now, so that's going to be until August 14th. You have to enter. Just go to the post, like the post, follow the Instagram, and tag a friend. That's all you need to do, and you get to enter to win some cool fast mask gear, some Empire Harley-Davidson, which is our Harley dealer up in New Rochelle, right outside of the city, and Bolt Heads, which is a Yamaha Bolt group that he has donated some swag to as well. So It's pretty awesome, I think, just for 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Like,
oh yeah,
I'm like setting the bar way too high, and like I'm gonna get to like the next one, and I'm like, crap, what do I do?
How am I gonna top this?
So yeah, I know, right? Please do me a favor, go follow Cog in the Wheel on all his platforms. If you'd like, you can go meet up with him on Xbox too, apparently, and it would be cool. You can go play some games with him. So check out the links in the description. What's that?
When I'm not working.
Yeah, right. That's the problem, is when we're not working. I got links in the description to show how you can support this channel. We have like the Patreon link down there, which we're trying to get up to the 10 Patreons.
Whoa, hang on. We need to stop this. Hang on, stop this train for a second. I need to see the fucking glove tan. Holy shit, that is a severe glove tan you've got going on. Let me see this.
Oh, this? Oh, yeah.
Holy cow.
Oh, yeah. That's nice. It's real nice. Oh, man. This is what you get, dude. And like, did you see that? It's crazy. I also have this nice sunburn right here.
Oh man,
it's great.
Okay. I'm sorry, I couldn't let that go. I had to say something. That's impressive.
No, it's understandable, man. Like it's been a thing. I've been spending way too much time in the sun lately, apparently. So, and also not enough time with my shirt off because nobody wants to see that. It was literally like, it's like this. It's actually like a really nice brown. Like I'm actually really surprised at like how nice it looks. And then like you look at the rest of me, and I'm just like, wow, you're white, you know.
By face masks.
Yeah, right. This is what you get. All right, buddy.
You should have that with gloves. Of what tan line are you going to end up with?
Dude, I know that. Like, if they could come up with like, because they're Kevlar lined, so they can't really get anything through them. But if they could get like a Kevlar that would allow UV rays to get through to like actually do like a nice tan on the hands, that would be perfect. Actually, Vanessa she went on her trip, and she came back after a couple days, and she was like, oh my god, it's so bad. She had like the same kind of like tan lines.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, buddy, for being here. I really, really appreciate it. Have a wonderful night, and we'll be back here again on Friday for our weekly video, and then next Tuesday we'll be back again on the live. So it'll be a lot of fun. So, yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. We'll see you later.
Good night, Whiskey Chase.